Welcome to Dark Matters, True Crime, the channel where every case drags you deeper into the unknown. Hit that subscribe button and join us, as we explore the darkest corners of the human mind.
Here we go, Steelers, here we go. Ooh, ooh. Here we go, Steelers, here we go. Ooh, ooh. Huh? I see picture. Say cheese. Aw, say here we go, Steelers, here we go. Ooh, ooh. Alright, she's done.
Honey.
He's a good guy. Yeah, yes.
I need my soda.
What's that tonight?
My soda.
Are you comfortable? Okay.
Almost 7 o'clock at night. She's still going. Time for night. Good night. Good night, CeCe. Love you. Good night, CeCe.
Stop.
We'll give a new one. I give it this. I give the new turtle.
This is Turtle's mommy.
Can I have it?
No, it's CeCe's Turtle's mommy. We gotta find you your monkey mommy.
No.
Do you want the turtle mommy?
Well, can I have the big monkey?
Yeah, we have to find a big monkey. You don't like that turtle?
I want that turtle. I want that turtle. Yes. Can I have it? Yay. I think it's the turtle. Yay, I love the turtle.
She doesn't realize the other one's.
I want one. Mommy, this is yours.
It is.
I like it. I love it. I want it.
Pants up.
Stuffy!
It's not gonna work, baby.
Too late.
Oh yeah?
CeCe, get on Daddy.
Alright, come on, CeCe. No? No?
Let's do push-ups.
Oh.
Let's do push-ups.
Coral, you getting in
Coral,
front?
you getting in front?
You getting in front?
We're doing push-ups. Come on, doing push-ups.
You just do supervising? You good?
Alright.
Cool.
No purse, CeCe.
No
Hold on to
purse.
Daddy.
Huh? Don't do
This
it.
is what Thrive Duo does to you.
Oh my
CeCe's
gosh.
Thrive Duo with CeCe. Sorry guys for the loud screaming. Your mom's on, Christina. Hi, Mama.
Nina.
Now you're down.
They want to do that again. Coral, say hi to your grandma.
Say hi, Grandma. Say hi, Grandma.
Say hi.
Say hi.
You guys ready? Yeah? Okay.
Bella, CeCe, say hi, Nana, Papa, and Mimi and Papa. Okay, Daddy's not going to do it if you keep falling off. Well, look in the camera. Right here, look here.
Hey, Papa.
He's not on there. We're watching a video. You silly goose. You guys,
Was that
see?
CeCe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys, if you fall off, we're not going to do it anymore, okay?
Yeah, you good?
Nina,
Yes,
we make it. Watch this.
I wish there was a way to mute this for these poor people watching.
I need earplugs.
Daddy needs earplugs.
I need earplugs.
Let's
Can I have some air fix? Thank you. Oh my goodness. Alright.
You got your exercise for that?
That's done. I can't hear a thing.
You're still alive.
Oh.
Jeez.
100 miles an hour. I'm gonna do it again.
You're losing audience, Chris.
Long before the world knew the name Chris Watts, before the headlines, the documentaries, and the horror that left a nation stunned, there was a quiet young man in North Carolina who carried a darkness he never understood and never confronted. Years before he met Sean and Razusek, years before he crossed paths with Nickel Kessinger, Chris had moments where he spoke words that now seemed haunting, almost prophetic. Back then, he was simply the quiet kid, soft-spoken, polite, almost invisible. But those closest to him, teammates, a few friends, even co-workers, noticed something strange about him. Something that felt off but was easy to ignore because Chris rarely showed emotion. Chris often joked about starting over one day whenever life got too stressful. But once, during a late shift at his old mechanic job, he said something that made everyone freeze. A coworker, Ben, remembered the day vividly. They had been talking about relationships, breakup stories, and divorce. Chris didn't laugh. He didn't join the conversation. He simply said, "If a man really wants a new life, he can just erase the old one. Clean. Quick." Ben laughed awkwardly and asked what he meant. Chris shrugged. "People disappear all the time. You just have to plan right." Ben would later say he felt a chill he couldn't explain. At the time, it sounded like a stupid comment from a quiet guy who barely spoke. Nobody thought twice. Nobody thought the shy, skinny kid with the polite smile would ever be capable of violence. He seemed harmless, almost too harmless. But looking back, those words felt like a warning, a signal, a shadow of the monster hidden behind the mask. What no one realized then was that Chris wasn't imagining some movie plot. He was planting the seed of the life he would one day destroy. When Sean entered his life, the prophecy began to take shape. When Nickel appeared, it accelerated. Chris had spoken his future long before he lived it. And the scariest part? He didn't even realize he meant it. Before we continue, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for Dark Matters True Crime, so you never miss stories like this. When Sean and Razusek first met Chris Watts, she saw none of the shadows trailing behind him. To her, he was calm, dependable, gentle, a quiet antidote to the chaos she had survived in her past. And to Chris, Sean represented structure, ambition, and a future far brighter than anything he had ever imagined for himself. For a moment, it truly seemed like love had rewritten his fate. But deep beneath the surface, the prophecy he once spoke, the idea of erasing an old life, didn't vanish. It simply went dormant. Shannon was vibrant, outspoken, driven. Her energy filled every room she walked into. And Chris absorbed her, molded himself to her, became what she needed, even if he never knew who he truly was. Their home became her world, her vision, her blueprint for a perfect family. But for Chris, something began to crack. Friends noticed how he never challenged Sean and how he hid discomfort behind polite smiles, how he followed rather than chose. What no one realized is that this quiet obedience was not peace. It was suppression. Behind the scenes, Chris tried to force himself into the life she built for them. A life with kids, a routine, a mortgage. Over time, the quiet young man who once hinted at starting over began to feel trapped inside the walls he helped create. Still, he said nothing. He didn't argue. He didn't communicate. He only buried the resentment deeper, the same way he'd buried every uncomfortable emotion since childhood. And as the years passed, the dormant darkness inside him stirred, waiting for the moment when stress, temptation, and desperation would collide. That collision was coming. And when it did, the life Sean fought to protect would never stand a chance. By the summer of 2018, the cracks in Chris Watts' carefully curated life had grown too deep to hide. That's when she appeared, Nickel Kessinger. Intelligent, independent, confident, the opposite of everything Chris felt he had become. To Nickel, Chris wasn't a quiet, controlled husband. He was charming, attentive, free. And to Chris, Nickel was oxygen. Their first conversations ignited something in him that had been asleep for years, maybe even since that strange prediction he made as a teenager. The version of himself who once fantasized about breaking free resurfaced. Hungry, reckless, and stronger than the man Sean and believed she married. Nickel didn't just represent romance. She represented escape. With her, Chris talked about reinvention, about starting over, about shedding identities like old skin. Words that eerily echoed the prophecy he once shared decades earlier. Words that sounded harmless in youth but grew darker as adulthood tightened around him. And as their relationship deepened, Chris underwent a transformation so sudden it alarmed everyone around him. He began working out obsessively, dressing differently, acting bolder, speaking with a confidence that didn't belong to the soft-spoken father of two. Shauna noticed, her friends noticed, even his co-workers noticed, but no one, absolutely no one, understood that Chris had slipped into a fantasy where he wasn't a husband, or a father, or a man bound by responsibility. With Nickel, he imagined a clean slate, a new life, a new identity, and to reach it, the old version of himself, the one tied to Sean and the children, would have to disappear completely. Whether Nickel encouraged it or remained ignorant, the change was undeniable. The prophecy Chris spoke in his youth had returned, and this time it had a target. By the time July faded into August, the tension inside the What's home had become unbearable, silent, suffocating, and lethal in its invisibility. Chris had drifted into a world of fantasy and self-reinvention, while Sean sensed their marriage slipping through her fingers. She tried to hold on. She reached out through texts, through conversations, through tears. But Chris had already stepped into a version of himself no one recognized. Still, nothing suggested the unthinkable was coming. Sean believed they were on the brink of divorce, nothing more. She thought he was confused, overwhelmed, maybe even manipulated by a new relationship, but never dangerous. Chris had never raised his voice, never shown explosive anger, never behaved like a man capable of violence. That was the illusion that kept everyone blind. Behind closed doors, Chris's double life twisted deeper. Between his home and his fantasy, he felt split down the center. The pressure built layer by layer. Lies, secrets, financial strain, emotional distance, the weight of an affair he refused to confront honestly. He told different stories to different people. He hid his phone. He erased messages. He lived in a constant state of panic, terrified someone would uncover the truth, terrified that his double life would collapse. And when Sean left for her Arizona trip, the silence in the house became a breeding ground for his darkest thoughts. Without her presence, without the routine of family life, Chris spiraled further into the illusion that he could still escape, that he could still abandon the life he built, the responsibilities he never learned to handle, the family that loved him more than he understood. It was during those days alone that the final fracture happened. The version of Chris that Sean believed in, gentle, quiet, non-violent, died first. What replaced him would destroy everything. In the early hours of that August night, the house on Saratoga Trail sat silent, still and unsuspecting. The children slept peacefully in their rooms. Their backpacks waited by the door. Shanann's suitcase sat in the foyer, ready for another busy week of motherhood, work, and determination. But Chris wasn't thinking about backpacks or schedules. He wasn't thinking about the home videos where Sean kissed him on the cheek, or the afternoons where Bella sang to her father, or the nights when Celeste curled into his lap asking for snacks. He was thinking about freedom, about the fantasy that had consumed him, the clean slate he had convinced himself he deserved. While Sean boarded her late-night flight back to Colorado, Chris paced the house, scrolling through messages, replaying conversations, imagining his future built without the family he had promised to protect. The double life he had nurtured for months had reached its breaking point. In that empty house with no eyes on him, the boundaries between thought and action began to blur. And for the first time, he considered what he had never dared to imagine. What if the only way out was to erase everything? There is no evidence that Nicole Kessinger knew what Chris would do. No proof of plotting. No proof she encouraged anything violent. But what is true is that Chris felt emboldened by attention, by desire, by a version of himself he thought he could finally become. He convinced himself that Sean N was the obstacle, that the life he lived was a trap, that the future he wanted required a sacrifice no rational mind could justify. In those hours before Sean N arrived home, Chris crossed the threshold from fantasy into intention. A decision took shape in the dark, a decision that would end 3 innocent lives, and forever mark him as one of the most chilling family annihilators in modern history. At 1:48 a.m., Sean N stepped out of the white car that had dropped her off from the airport. She moved slowly, pregnant, exhausted, unaware she was walking into a nightmare already in motion. The porch camera recorded her final moments of normalcy, adjusting her bag, steadying herself, unlocking the front door. Inside, Chris waited. What happened next will forever remain partly unknown. Only 2 people were in that house when the confrontation began. One lived to tell a twisted version, and the other never had the chance to speak. But what investigators pieced together is chilling. Sean N walked into a house that felt wrong, dark, quiet, air heavy with tension. She may have sensed him awake. She may have seen the look in his eyes, distant, cold, a stranger wearing the face of her husband. Somewhere between the living room and the bedroom, words were exchanged. Sean N had spent days trying to fix their marriage. Chris had spent days tearing it apart inside his head. Their worlds collided violently. Chris claimed later that Sean N never fought back. Investigators doubted it. Experts said it didn't make sense. But the truth is far more tragic. Sean N was caught between trust and terror. She had loved this man for years, built a home with him, carried his children. Even as danger closed in, her mind may not have accepted what her body was beginning to understand, that the man standing in front of her was not there to reconcile. He was there to erase. And in the bedroom, in the darkness, the man who once promised to love her until death fulfilled that vow in its most brutal form. The silence that followed was unnatural, suffocating, broken only by the reality that 2 little girls were still asleep down the hall, unaware that their world had already ended. If you want more deep dive content into the Watts case and other true crime mysteries, don't forget to like and subscribe to Dark Matters True Crime. Long after the house fell silent, a soft, small voice broke through the darkness. "Daddy!" Bella stood in the hallway, rubbing her eyes, confused by the strange stillness of the early morning. She was used to hearing her mother moving around, fixing things, whispering to CeCe, planning the day before the sun came up. But this morning, nothing. Just her father, standing there, breathing hard. Chris turned toward her, startled, as if being seen broke whatever fragile thread was holding him together. Bella's little face tightened with worry. "Where's Mommy?" she asked. It was a question Chris couldn't answer, not without tearing open the reality of what he had already done. He told investigators later that Bella saw something. Maybe not everything, but enough. She saw the panic in his eyes. She saw the disorder in the house. She sensed danger the way children do, with instinct, not logic. CeCe woke next, calling out from the bedroom. 2 little girls now stood in the hallway of a home that no longer felt safe. Chris told them Mommy wasn't feeling well. He told them they were going for a ride. He told them not to worry, but children know when something is wrong. As he gathered them into the truck, Bella hesitated, looking back at the house. "Mommy?" she called one last time, her voice stretching into the cold morning air, hoping for an answer that would never come. Chris lifted them into the back seat. He buckled them in. He shut the door slowly, as if dragging out the moment he still had time to change everything. But he didn't. The road to the oil site was long, empty, and silent, except for the occasional frightened whisper from the back seat. "Daddy, what's happening?" He never answered. The drive to the oil site felt endless. Not because of the miles. Chris knew every turn, every fence line, every flicker of the work lights out there in the dark. But because of what he had already done, and what he was about to do. Bella held CeCe's hand in the back seat. Two small girls, trembling, confused, whispering for their mother. Chris didn't answer, couldn't answer. When he stopped the truck beside the looming tanks, Bella leaned forward, her voice trembling. "Daddy, are we going to see Mommy now?" For a split second, Chris later claimed he felt something inside him scream to stop, to turn around, to undo everything. But another part, the part he could never fully explain, told him it was too late. He took CeCe first. Bella watched. She saw her father carry her sister toward the tanks, and she knew something was terribly wrong. By the time Chris returned for her, Bella's whole body shook. Her voice was barely a whisper. Then came the words that would haunt the world forever. "Daddy, no. No anger. No screaming. Just heartbreak. Just a little girl begging for the father she thought she knew." Those were her final words. When everything was done, when Sean and Bella and CeCe were gone, Chris claimed he felt like he was outside his own body, watching someone else commit the unthinkable. But he still drove away, leaving his family behind in the silence of the oil field. And even now, years later, he admits their voices still echo in his sleep. If you want more touching stories on Dark Matters true crime, don't just watch this video alone, but also help the channel to like and subscribe to Dark Matters True Crime for more deep dive stories.
I'm home with the family, and they're excited to try the new Pro Bars, and they came in, I think, yesterday. So we have cookies and cream, and we have lemon meringue. Who wants Pro Bars?
I do.
All right, so do you guys want lemon meringue first, or do you want cookies and cream?
Cookies.
Cookies?
I want that.
You want the lemon meringue? All right, since I have this one open, let's try this one first, okay?
Cookies and cream.
And Daddy's gonna try it too.
Yeah. Are you both?
Yes, so everyone's gonna try Chris cookies and cream. All right, Bella gets cookies and cream, CeCe gets cookies and cream.
Ready?
Ready?
Set.
You're the taste testers.
Yummy.
Is it yummy? What's it taste like?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. What else?
Watermelon.
Watermelon. What's it taste like, CeCe?
Love it.
Chocolate? Is it delicious? Daddy?
Oreo wrapped with vanilla. It's nice.
Oreo wrapped in vanilla? Is it yummy, CeCe? Is that good, Bella? I think they like cookies and cream. Okay, so let's try the lemon meringue. Hey, everybody. So, a little crazy over here. CeCe loves the cookies and cream.
You like it? Yeah, not a good thing.
Don't mind me. It's been a long travel day yesterday. Been cleaning, regrouping today. Hey, Jen. Okay, so Chris, this is the lemon meringue. Nope, that's Daddy's. Here's yours. Wait, don't take. Wait. Here, Bella. Okay, this one's lemon meringue. It's like the pie, but better because I don't like the pie.
Ready, set, go.
Ready? Hey, Jessica.
That's so good.
How's that taste, CeCe?
Good.
Good? Yeah? Do you like that one better?
Me too. I like it.
What's it taste like?
You like lemon meringue pie? Straight out the box.
Bella, what's it taste like?
I don't like it.
You don't like that one? Bella doesn't like that one. That's okay. You like the birthday cake, right? And the cookies and cream? Yep. Dieter, do you want some? Yeah, Dieter wants some. All right, so which one's your favorite out of all the Pro Bars? Hey, Wendy.
I would say lemon meringue.
Lemon meringue? What's your favorite, CeCe?
Birthday.
Birthday? Mommy's favorite. What's your favorite? The cookies and cream? Wow.
You have to keep 3 on stock.
It's a good thing. How do I turn this around? It's a good thing that I have all three of the favorites in the house. Cinnamon rolls were sold out of it here at the house.
You like it?
I want dip and
You want dip and ranch? You want ranch dip and chips? Jess, I have them all. I just ate all of the cinnamon rolls. CeCe actually really likes the cinnamon rolls too. Look at that one.
Cookies and cream. You got Cookie Monster.
I'm guessing you like it, kiddo. You like it? You want the lemon meringue, CeCe?
No, she didn't like that one.
I don't like that.
Daddy will finish it.
Yep.
All right, you guys. So that's our family. Making sure I didn't miss anything. Hey, everybody. So we're a mixed family. Apparently, birthday cake is a winner for me and CeCe. Bella loves the cookies and cream, and Chris is lemon meringue. Surprisingly, because he's a cookies and cream guy.
Yeah.
So super excited. I love it that it's a healthy snack, and CeCe can eat it because she has a tree nut allergy. And none of our products are made in a facility that handles nuts at all. So CeCe can have them. There's 0 nuts in them, and it's the only like go-to bar. Like we can't do processed bars. We can't do anything like that because CeCe can't have any of it because it's all processed in a plant where there's tree nuts or nuts. So it's really nice that she can have it. It's a quick snack for mommy. It's always in my bag, and I can just give it to her. And I heard you, baby. I heard you. She wants ranch and dip. She's my child. Thanks, Kat. So it's really nice. It's convenient for me as a mom that I can just carry them in my purse, and